Okay, this checking arc I've had for years, probably about 12 years or so. I think I built it when I was about 25. I'm 37 now, so needs a bit of work. Unfortunately, the bottom of it's all rotted out. The side cladding is cedar, so that seems to be lasting fine, but the rest was just tunnelized 2x2. So what I'm going to do is remove all the stuff that's rotten on the bottom, replace it, put a new floor in the sleeping compartment, and hopefully it should be good to use again for some broody hens, or if you get a sick hen or something like that, it's really handy to just have another pen go and spare. And it's a shame if it goes any further, it'll just rot and just disappear. So I think it's nice to try and repair it and still have it useful. So I'm going to get fixing it. Okay, now I've stripped out all the bad wood. I've got some 2x2 here, which is a little bit bigger than what I used before, but it doesn't matter. I'm going to put in the 2 struts. There's some joining struts to join it all together, and then try and find a piece of wood that I can use for the base of it as well, for the sleeping compartment, and then try and fix everything back on it, and hopefully it'll be usable. Okay, what I've done here is I've cut in a piece of timber, span it across. I need 3 of these to go across there to keep the thing together. So let's use a bevel, which is a kind of sliding rule that you can set an angle to. And all I've done is I've set the angle like that, marked it on both sides, measured the longest point between them. It's not perfect, but it's close enough. Then cut it with a jacksaw, and then what I'll do is I'll use that one then. I'll make sure it fits further on down, use it as a template, save my marking the measuring each time, and we should be good to go and get those fixed on. And when you do something like this, if you do it right, so you've got the angle cut on one side, which is the offcut of your other, turn it round, and then the reverse will be the same angle that you can use, so you've only got to cut one side. When cutting by hand, it's quite often handy to mark both sides, so you mark where you're going and then mark a square line on the other side, and it just makes it much easier to follow. Perfect. Okay, now to make this completely safe, before I had some boarding in there, which I'll do again now with a bit of plywood. Just stops any pests and stuff getting in there, and also makes it much easier to move, so the chickens can be shut in when you move it each day. No chance of breaking their legs or anything like that then. So I'm going to get a bit of ply now, maybe some 1/2 inch ply, fix that down, then I can look at fixing the cladding that's fallen off. We're nearly there. Okay, so I've got this bit of ply here, it's just some 1/4 inch stuff I had kicking around. Ideally I'd use something a bit thicker, so I'm going to make this, it's really easy to replace. Normally I'd notch it into all those points there to make it easier to clean out, but I don't use these pens very much, so I think this will be fine for what I need at the moment. Now it's all sturdy again. You can see I just need to fix this back onto here, which actually I'm going to use a couple of screws. Fix that back on there. I mean, the back one actually fell off, which I'll put back on in a minute. could have used hand staples and hammered them in, but I've got this little compressor here that I use for site work, and I thought if I charged it up at the workshop, there'd probably be enough charge to put in these few staples, which there was. But doing it by hand's fine as well. Or I could have lugged the chicken coop up to the workshop and done it up there with an extension on my big compressor. But seemed the best solution for me. This pen like this is ideal for sick chickens, or we use it a lot for a broody coop. So what we used to do is have a hen sat on eggs in there. Then when the eggs have hatched, the chicks could go where they wanted to go inside the pen, and it'd be safe from crows, magpies, and rats and stuff. What have you got there, little man? Come show me. You can see the kids love the chickens anyway. It's really nice to have these little pens, and we can separate birds off if we need to. But also nice to repair it and know it's going to last for a few more years yet. What I should have done to make it last longer was not leave it sat on the ground when it's not in use. So I should have propped it up on something. Wood sat on the wet soil soon rots. So it would have been better if I'd have lifted it up, and would have lasted a lot longer, which is what I'll do now. So if you've liked our video, please give us a thumbs up and subscribe. Thanks for watching. Don't drop them. Wait, watch what you're doing. Oh, you're going to drop that one. Okay, you going to take it up to the house? No, it's a stupid idea.
It goes in a loud voice.
How?
Bark, bark, bark. That's how loud it can go. It goes loud and right in my ear.
Don't poke the chicken with a stick. A lot of free-ranging birds around the place. Yeah, I might sand down and oil the top, but I could cedar it. It'll last forever. Can't dance with it.